spent most of my time here at Dahlgren in the small business office. It was rewarding from a lot of standpoints because you could see the direct impact on the work we do here, as well as the business base outside of the gate, which also then impacts the local economy. It's the old rising tide lifts all ships kind of theory. I think having sort of a blue collar background is grounding, as long as you don't forget where you came from. I never have. I'm Kris Parker. I'm the Deputy Department Head for Operations, Corporate Operations here at NSWC Dahlgren. I am a native of King George County. Don't hold that against me, please. But yeah, I'm from here. I've been here all my life. I actually ended up here in Dahlgren in a sort of circuitous, meandering way. In high school, I was a COP here, which is the Summer Engineering Apprentice Program. We were working on a specific project and I was building battery chargers for it. And I thought I was doing really well. Showed up every day, completed my tasking. And at the end of the second summer, one of the gentlemen sat me down and he said, "Son, there are some people who are born to be engineers. It's just in their blood, it's in their DNA. And I'm telling you, boy, you ain't one of them." And so that was kind of like your first real taste of failure, right? There was that sudden realization, like, oh, your buddies are going to college. Well, what are you going to do? So the Thursday before the Monday that classes started, I went to Germanna and I said, "Hey, I'd like to go to college." And they're like, "It starts Monday." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Eventually got an associate's, then transferred to Mary Washington College. It was Mary Washington College at the time. And then graduated, still sort of wandering, didn't really have a lot of, didn't really have a really good direction. Got a business degree. I did a lot of odd jobs, mostly auto parts related, and I was a handyman for one of my college professors for a while. I went from being a parts guy to I was the Y2K project manager for the hospital. I hung around there for about another year doing random projects and stuff. Left there, took a job with a financial institution in Richmond. Didn't really like what I was doing from a mission standpoint. It just didn't seem very fulfilling. And then my dad was diagnosed with cancer. And so I was in Richmond, he was here, kind of needed to kind of readdress my life and situation. So I said, well, heck, I'll try my hand at applying to Dahlgren again. And I did, and it worked out. And I started the first of 2002, early 2002, in contracts. I thought I was pretty good at it, but I wasn't necessarily terribly efficient at it when I compared myself to my peers. And so at the time, the small business deputy job was coming open. I applied for that, and I did that for 14 years. So that was a really, really fun job. Suddenly I saw, you're working towards a mission. You're supporting the warfighter, and it was a lot more rewarding. I also met my wife here, so that was a good bonus. During that time, towards the end of the 14-year period, I was offered a rotational opportunity at the Pentagon. It was just really fulfilling to be able to do something like that and see, the kind of the fruits of your labor. Came back here on the 31st of May, officially wrapped up on the 31st of May, and I was asked if I'd be willing to apply for a detail in corporate operations as the deputy department head. But again, it all kind of goes back to the ability to support your customer and your warfighter. If I can come here and be, moderately successful in a support role and be able to help the warfighter and support our customers, I think it's just sort of a testament that anybody really can do well here. I think having sort of a blue collar background is grounding, as long as you don't forget where you came from. I never have. I've had a very rewarding career here, and hopefully I can stay a little longer.